In a world still lost in mystery, where maps ended and legends began, one man dared to go beyond the unknown. That legend was Marco Polo. At a vibrant marketplace overflowing with colors and scents, Marco Polo, driven by curiosity, prepares for an adventure that will take him far beyond familiar lands. As he navigates the treacherous mountains, Marco encounters breathtaking vistas, each sunset igniting his desire to learn about distant cultures and untold secrets. In a moment of reflection by a tranquil lake, Marco pores over his map, piecing together his experiences while eager to share the wonders he has witnessed along his journey. With the scent of salt in the air and the lively sounds of the port around him, Marco Polo embarks on yet another voyage ready to uncover the mysteries that lie beyond the horizon. Entering a new city, Marco Polo is captivated by the rich tapestry of life around him as he seeks wisdom from those he meets, each story adding depth to his own adventures. Underneath a canopy of stars, Marco finds solace by the fire, contemplating the friendships forged and lessons learned while his journey weaves him closer to the hearts of those he travels among. Marco Polo was the legend of the time, born in 1254 in the trading city of Venice, where the early morning light bathed the canals in a warm glow and merchant ships lined the waterways preparing for another day of adventure. As the sun rose higher, illuminating the majestic architecture of Venice, Marco felt a burning desire to explore the world beyond these canals where treasures and tales awaited him. With a heavy heart but an adventurous spirit, Marco bid farewell to his home, stepping onto the vessel that would carry him into the unknown, where countless adventures awaited across distant lands. As Marco sailed into the horizon, he studied maps by candlelight filled with dreams of distant lands and cultures eager to discover the mysteries that lay beyond the vast ocean. Upon arriving on foreign shores, Marco was greeted by dazzling sights and sounds, immersing himself in the rich tapestry of cultures that would shape his legendary tales for years to come. As he stood atop a hill watching the sunset over a sprawling city, Marco felt a surge of inspiration, ready to forge new alliances and discover the treasures hidden within this captivating land. At just 17, Marco Polo set out with his father and uncle on a journey that would change history forever. With each passing day, Marco felt the weight of the world on his shoulders, driven by an insatiable curiosity and the promise of adventure. They encountered cultures and treasures beyond their wildest dreams, each moment etching memories that would last a lifetime. As twilight descended, Marco knew he was not just a traveler. He was a chronicler of human experience, poised to share his extraordinary tales with the world. In those moments of connection, he realized that the journey was as much about the friendships forged along the way as it was about the destination. With each new city they entered, Marco felt his vision expand, welcoming the sights, sounds, and stories that would ultimately shape his destiny. Through alliances and shared meals, Marco discovered the essence of humanity, realizing that even in distant lands, people were united by their stories and dreams. As he sailed across the seas, Marco felt both the thrill of exploration and the deep sense of belonging to a greater narrative that spanned nations and cultures. Arriving at new ports sparked a fire within Marco, as every bustling marketplace and scenic vista ignited his imagination for the stories he yearned to tell. Across burning deserts, over frozen mountains, through lands of danger and wonder, Marco Polo never stopped, never hesitated to explore. With every step taken, tales of distant lands and cultures unfolded before him, fueling an insatiable thirst for adventure. In bustling bazaars, he spoke of wonders and treasures, mingling with those who had never seen the world beyond their own. Under the vast expanse of stars, stories came alive as he wove tales of bravery and discovery, each word like a spark igniting the imaginations of his companions. With each map he studied, new horizons beckoned him, leading him toward the legendary lands that promised both peril and unparalleled beauty. Legends whispered in the air as he ventured forth, where every shadow held a story and every sunset marked a chapter in his epic saga. In the halls of knowledge, he gathered wisdom from the ages, learning that every encounter was a piece of the greater mosaic of humanity's shared experience. Amidst political currents, he navigated alliances and rivalries, understanding that each handshake could shape destinies across empires. Marco Polo stood before the Emperor Kublai Khan, ruler of the largest empire on earth. It was a moment that would shape history, as Marco Polo recounted tales of distant lands and cultures, captivating the mind of the mighty Khan. Inspired by Polo's words, Kublai Khan envisioned new possibilities for trade and conquest, eager to expand his vast empire even further. As Marco detailed his adventures along the Silk Road, Kublai Khan's imagination ignited, dreaming of a realm that extended well beyond his current knowledge. The evening unfolded with tales of adventure, and with each word the bond between the traveler and the emperor deepened, forging a friendship that would influence the course of history. With every story Marco told, Kublai Khan's dreams of a connected world flourished, envisioning an empire that could embrace the richness of distant lands. The air buzzed with possibility as Kublai Khan instructed his advisors to explore these new paths, setting the stage for an era of unprecedented exploration and exchange. As the sun set over the city, Marco realized that this was not just a meeting of two powerful figures, but the beginning of a remarkable chapter in history that would intertwine their fates. Marco witnessed wonders the West had never seen: paper money, vast cities, and a civilization far ahead of its time. As he wandered through the colorful streets, Marco marveled at the ingenuity of a people who had mastered trade long before Europe. The vibrant colors and sounds of the bustling marketplace painted a picture that Marco knew would astound his fellow travelers back home. In this tea house, he learned not just about trade, but about the heart and aspirations of a civilization that thrived on connections and exchanges. Every moment felt like a story waiting to be told, and Marco knew he was witnessing a chapter in history that would change the world. Marco realized that this was not merely a journey of exploration, but a voyage into the depths of human creativity and connection. In that moment, surrounded by beauty and innovation, Marco understood that he was part of something much larger than himself. The exchange of ideas sparked a flame within him, igniting a desire to carry this knowledge back to the West. With every step, Marco felt the pulse of this extraordinary civilization, knowing it was a tale meant to be shared across oceans. After 17 years, Marco's journey home began through storms, fear, and survival. With each strike of lightning, memories of home flashed in Marco's mind, urging him to push forward against the relentless fury of the ocean. He fought against the tempest, fueled by the hope of reuniting with loved ones, knowing that each moment could bring him closer to safety or doom. Just when despair threatened to consume him, a ray of sunlight pierced through the clouds, illuminating a path toward his long-awaited destination. As he approached land, Marco's heart raced with anticipation, envisioning the embrace of friends and family waiting on the shore. Finally, with the storm behind him, Marco's heart swelled as he took his first steps on solid ground, ready to reclaim the life he had once known. In that moment of reunion, surrounded by love and warmth, Marco realized that every trial he faced had led him back to where he truly belonged. As night fell, Marco felt the weight of his journey lift, replaced by the warmth of home and the promise of new beginnings. With each crackle of the fire, Marco embraced the lessons learned through adversity, ready to forge a brighter path ahead, surrounded by those he loved. In prison, his story became a legend, the travels of Marco Polo. With each stroke of the pen, Marco Polo recounts the distant lands he had explored, weaving tales of grandeur and adventure that would transcend the confines of his cell. As the candle burns low, his memories ignite a fire within him, transforming a simple prison room into a portal to faraway lands filled with treasure and mystery. In the stillness of the night, every word written serves not only as a testament to his journey, but also as a beacon of hope for those who dare to dream beyond their confines. With each drop of ink, his spirit breaks free from the prison walls, and the legacy of his travels begins to take shape, destined to inspire generations. As dawn approaches, the stories come alive, and the world outside seems a little closer, promising that freedom and adventure can exist even in the darkest of places. In that moment, the written words not only preserve his memories, but also ignite a yearning for freedom, whispering promises of discovery beyond the cell's dark shadows. With the dawn of a new day, he feels a renewed sense of purpose. Each page becomes a stepping stone toward a future where his adventures can inspire others. Marco Polo's words inspired explorers, including Christopher Columbus, to chase the unknown. Driven by dreams of new worlds, Columbus set sail into the uncharted waters, believing he would find a passage to Asia. As storms roared and waves crashed, Columbus and his crew faced fears that tested their resolve, yet their quest for discovery remained steadfast. After weeks at sea, the sight of land brought a surge of hope and excitement, igniting dreams of riches and new beginnings. With each step onto the soft sand, Columbus felt the weight of history, knowing he had crossed into a new chapter for mankind. In that moment, Columbus planted his flag with pride, marking the beginning of new exploration and connection between worlds. The arrival marked not just a discovery, but the beginning of encounters that would forever alter the course of history for both the explorers and the indigenous people. With hearts full of curiosity, Columbus and his men ventured forth, eager to uncover the mysteries that this newfound land held. Each page, filled with notes and illustrations, mirrored the excitement of discovery, a testament to the beauty of uncharted territories now within reach. Under the vast expanse of stars, Columbus inspired his crew with visions of the future, forging bonds that would carry them through the challenges ahead. Fade to black, glowing text dust particles floating, dramatic cinematic ending. Marco Polo's golden words, "I have not told half of what I saw." As the scene unfolds, an ancient map of the Silk Road appears detailing Marco Polo's epic journey, while dust swirls around it, whispering stories of adventure. The camera focuses closely on an ornate compass, its needle trembling as if eager to point the way to untold wonders. A stunning view reveals distant mountains shrouded in mist, with sunlight piercing through and painting the scene with warmth. On a nearby cliff, Marco Polo stands poised, his silhouette framed against the sky, lost in thought about the adventures that lie ahead. The scene transitions to an ancient marketplace, alive with the colors of spices and fabrics, evoking a sense of commerce and culture. Marco Polo shares a moment with a local merchant, their smiles reflecting the joy of newfound friendship amidst the lively chaos. The scene shifts to a tranquil river flowing through vibrant greenery, illuminated by the golden hues of a sunset. On the riverbank, Marco Polo sits pen in hand, diligently recording his journey and reflections in a weathered journal lost in thought.